if it does help people make better investment decisions, does it mean that portfolio managers are ultimately going to get replaced?
A great question. We get that question a lot as well. So our overarching philosophy, how we approach AI in application investments, is we believe the winners will be folks and firms that follow this philosophy of AI plus HI, meaning AI plus human intelligence. Right. So AI has an advantage in certain areas, and human investors have an advantage in some other areas. We generally say there are three types of activities, right? Is memorizing things, in the knowledge, for example. The other one is skills, right? So from knowledge to skills, and from basic skills to higher level skills. So there is a progression. So AI certainly has an advantage in memorizing knowledge, but I think humans do have an advantage in skills. And you would imagine, with ChatGPT and everything, AI has shown its promise to the population, to everybody, right? So they are actually getting an advantage. They're starting to get an advantage in some of the analytical roles as well. But in part, that's because we do analysis a lot of times in languages. ChatGPT is a very good chatbot, but it's not as good in some of the higher level skills like reasoning, like creating these things. So I think that's sort of the when you talk about people in the investment business, whether AI will replace their role, a lot of it depends on how much of your role relies on higher level analytical skills, right? So the basic skills like the repetitive tasks, like data entry, etc., that has all been replaced, well, largely been replaced by robotic, process automation, etc. So I think we will actually continue to see that progress to more lower level skills, but later to higher level skills. So
Yeah, you make
go
a
ahead.
great point about the reasoning. It can't reason.
That's right. I think
Yeah.
it started to be able to reason, but its level of reasoning is based on the data we feed it. We feed the machine, so it doesn't really reason on itself quite as yet. So that's a higher level skill.
Larry, you and I had chatted before this interview offline, and you mentioned that even the insurance industry is using AI. Can you explain that and how they're
Yeah,
using it?
absolutely. I think there can be many applications in insurance, right? Because the insurance, people used to price the pool of policyholders based on the information of the whole pool. But right now, you can be very specific on each individual. And one example is life insurance policies. One of the life insurance companies has found out that the people who wear smartwatches actually their life expectancy is let's say 10, 15 years longer than the rest of the people in their pool. So they've decided to sell the insurance policies only to those people who are wearing smartwatches. Obviously it's not the smartwatches that's giving you 10 years, an extra 10 years on your life. But for whatever reason, I think a lot of the reason that leads you to be wearing a smartwatch helps you in having a longer life expectancy. And that obviously gives the insurer a huge edge if you can discover data points such as that, that are so helpful.
That's really interesting. Larry, we had a minute till the next commercial break, which makes me think of another point. What about data privacy? How does that all fit in? Because you mentioned this. I have to assume that people consent to giving up their data to get better rates on policies.
That's right. I think that is a huge issue, with data privacy and how do you regulate that, et cetera. That's largely the reason why many firms and universities have banned the use of ChatGPT as well. But in the case of the insurance, I think that this is actually working out in the favor of both the policyholders and the insurance companies, because you have an incentive to give up that information for a better rate. But you certainly can withhold that information and pay a higher rate if you choose to. But if you actually give up that information, it actually helps both you and the insurance company. So you're actually your interests are aligned in that case.